is money-saving guru Martin to get him to solve our money conundrums. And just to make sure he's under pressure, we don't tell him the questions first.
But I get a cup of coffee to help myself for this bit. Then I kind of get my own back afterwards on Mr. Biggings over there, king of the jungle, in our special Taste Bud Challenge to see if you can spot the difference between a posh nosh and standard supermarket brands.
All that later, but first, Martin, I want to know why you're so passionate about these money makeovers.
For me, the money makeover is the centre point of your finances. You know, we talk each week about how to save money on different things, but this is the point where you just go, I am going to draw a line in the sand. I'm going to sort my cash out. I'm going to understand the idea of all my savings. You know, this is massive. If you looked, I'm going to talk to them in a minute, Mark and Suzanne. It took me 3 minutes. Of course, I know the stuff. Other people would have to do the reading. About £2,600 a year to save. It's enormous money. If you consider that, compare that to what you earn. It's massive. And everyone, if you've never done it before, should sit down, take a day, whether it's on a Sunday, or take a day off work, because it's so much better paid than work, and give yourself the money makeover. It's easy.
I love the idea of pain-free savings, but are they really enough to bring your finances back under control?
Absolutely, but it depends on you. Look, the first stage is, do you spend more or less than you earn? So let's say you spend less than you earn and you spend £3,000 less than you earn, or more than you earn, rather. Oh, I got it. Oh, you spend £3,000 more than you earn.
Yes.
Right? So if we can then save you £4,000 pain-free, you never need to cut back at all. You just don't need to do the cutting back. If we can only save you £2,000 pain-free, you need to do the cutting back. So it's about the interrelation between how good you are with your money, how much you're overspending, and how much you can save yourself. Sometimes pain-free alone will absolutely sort you out. You won't need to cut back anything. You live your lifestyle exactly the same way, but hey, more money in your pocket.
Very quickly, though, when it comes to the other stuff, I'm a bit of an ostrich and prefer not to tackle it. Why is that bad?
Because you are effectively giving every single company in this country your money. They are salivating with glee over you. The biggest contributors to profits of companies in this country are inertia, apathy and ignorance. You bury your head in your sand, you're the one having a bad lifestyle, the company's bosses are sitting there going, party, 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 and you're giving all your cash away to them, and you have to decide, do I want my business to be fought over as an aggressive, radical consumer, or do I just want to be taken for granted? You're taken for granted. I like to be fought over.
OK, I get it. Suzanne and Mark, have you got another question for Martin?
Well, yeah, you two, yeah. We did. How did you find it, first of all, the money makeover? Where are we now?
It's quite daunting to do, but I think it's a brilliant thing to find out where your finances are and what you can, how you can help yourself.
Now, I think you need to go and spend some time on this, and I've certainly given you the 2,600 in 3 minutes is a bit of an indication. So what's the plan next, Mark?
I think we've just got to sit down and go through it with a fine-tooth comb and see what we can save even more.
Yeah, I'm going to give you some notes after the programme. I'm going to put something down on a piece of paper, because obviously this is for television and it's done at speed, but, you know, it's the reality of your situation. What I really want you to do, though, is you were overspending by £5,000. We have to get that back. I mean, you understand the severity of that, don't you?
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then effectively you're going to use up all those savings you've got, and then you're going to start being in debt.
Yeah.
You've got a 10-month-old.
Yeah.
When are you going back to work? Ever?
I plan not to.
Right. So this is the thing. You're not working, so your job is now to sort out your finances, and that is your job of work. When you're at home, you know, you do it together. And if you do that, then hopefully your salary will be enough that the two of you can live off, bring up your kids yourself, so you've not got babysitters or nannies coming in, and do it that way. It's easily doable. You earn a good wage, right? But you have to do that thing where you go, we don't earn the big double salary anymore. It's down.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Happy?
Lovely. Yeah.
You weren't so happy earlier when you saw that number. Well, look, it'll go. I'll have a big chat to you after the programme. We'll sort it out properly as well.
Lovely.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Ruth.
Now, news this week across the board that mortgage holders are requiring bigger deposits on the mortgage deals. So is this the credit crunch biting then?
Well, it is to an extent, but I think it's been slightly overdone in the press. What's actually happening is the tiers, the amount of deposit that you need to have, they've gone a little bit tighter. So in the past, you could have got a very good rate if you had a 10%, if you had a 5% deposit. Now you need a 10% deposit to get a good rate. It is the credit crunch just starting to hit, and anyone with a mortgage at the moment needs to take a look and really go right across the market to find the best deals.
So what should people be doing to protect themselves, though?
Acting right now. Look, my view, and it's only a guess because nobody really knows, is the credit crunch is going to get a lot worse. It's going to become more difficult to get someone to lend you money, and when they do lend you money, they're going to lend it you at a much higher interest rate. Now, people get confused when I say this because interest rates are coming down, right? So people think, well, hold on, interest rates are coming down. What I'm actually talking about is the difference between the UK interest rate and the amount that you're charged, the differential, because that's the real cost that you're paying, and that differential is just going to increase. That's my guess anyway. So act now. Get it cheaper when you can.
Thanks, Martin. Now, time to catch up with our celebrity guest, Christopher Biggins.
Now, I just wanted to tell you at home something, because you did something that no other celebrity has done yet.
What's that?
Which I was very impressed by.
Yes.
You said to me in the break, Martin, would you jot down everything that you said on the programme so I could actually go and do it?
I would love that. I really would, because I've been fascinated by what you've been telling everybody else here today, and I would like to do some stuff for myself.
You want the full money makeover?
The full money makeover.
You see, I think that's very impressive. It's something I actually do for the celebrities. I note it down, and it's always interesting to see who's into it. But the fact you asked shows you have a real enthusiasm. Now, I was quite frustrated when we did the thing. What do you reckon, guys? Can I cheat in the money makeover? And even though I didn't do it in the programme, do one more now? What do you think? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, I've got audience permission, so I'm going to do it.
And mine.
And yours.
Yes.
Right. So I just wanted to check current accounts. You have quite a few of these, don't you?
I do.
Yes. What are they?
Well, there's an account where all the money goes to, and then it gets distributed to another account, which is a high-interest account. Then I have.
So you say high interest. What is high interest? Is it your high interest or my high interest?
I have no idea.
Who's it with?
With Allied Irish.
Allied Irish. I think they're paying around 4%.
Right. Is that good?
No.
Oh.
High interest for me is over 6%.
Right.
And also, cash ISAs?
No.
OK, cash ISA is a tax-free savings account.
I don't understand them, but I know they're very good.
Right, that's my challenge then. I'm going to put the pen down. See if I can explain a tax-free savings account. I always do it with a cake. We should probably do it on the savings the other day.
Yeah.
Right, imagine you've got a chocolate cake.
Yes.
Yeah, quite easy to imagine.
Yes.
Normally, each year, taxman comes along, takes a bite out of it. Chocolate cake, cash, savings.
Yes.
Right? Each year you get an ISA. An ISA is just a tax wrapper. Think cling film.
Right.
You wrap it around your cake. The cake is still cake. The cash is still cash. The only difference is now the taxman can't bite it.
Right.
A cash ISA is simply a savings account you don't pay tax on.
And can you have lots of those?
You can have up to £3,000 per tax year. So you could set one up right now.
Right.
£3,000 in.
Right.
New tax year starts on April the 6th, and it's for every adult can have one. Next year you can have 3,600 in because the limit's going up. So within the next month you could have £6,600 saved at 6.5% interest, a new Barclays one, tax-free. So instead of, you're a high rate taxpayer, I'm presuming.
Yes.
So instead of getting 40% tax, 40% of that interest disappears straight away, you would instantly have it all tax-free on that 6,600.
Now, where do you get an ISA from?
You, in this case, the best pair at the moment is you go to, if you walk into a Barclays branch, you can set one up at 6.5%. If you want to do it online, then iSave 6.1% is absolutely clean. You set it up just like a savings account. But that and other savings, I reckon, would add about another £500 on the money you've got in your account.
Higher,
right, I'm going to put that up. Right, there we go. So we're now on 850, and I feel a little better because I think that's a bit more representative.
Absolutely.
Your trousers.
Yes.
I could never wear trousers like that, but it's like a trademark, isn't it? I'm sorry, I'm totally off the subject.
No, I always wear red socks because I find it easier. Don't know why. And I bought these in Terminal Asses, and I absolutely love them.
How much?
I think they were £120.
Oh, £120?
Yes, not much.
No, I don't know. I think that is quite a lot. OK, help me here, someone. £120? 120. We think 120 is a lot for day-to-day trousers. But to be fair, I'm going to help you because you're such a lovely man, I feel like. Normally I have one to tell people off, but, you know, you work in the public eye and how you dress is a huge part of your job and your brand,
Exactly.
Isn't it? Money now.
This is Marks & Spencer's, by the way.
OK, that's
and the shirt, and the knickers.
Oh, do you know, you talk so well, I've forgotten what I'm supposed to tell now. You know what we're doing with you later?
Yes.
Cash took a trial.
Yes.
Right, simple as over there. I think our Ruth is modelling it for us. There she goes. You can see, you recognise those big domes, don't you?
I certainly do. It fills me with horror.
Don't worry, because all we're going to do in there is I'm going to make you taste the difference between supermarket-owned brand and normal brand food to see if you can tell the difference. Are you a gourmet?
I like my food.
I don't know why I thought that. So you are perfect, and I'm going to put you up against one of our money savers from the audience.
Great.
You're wonderful, Christopher. Thank you very much. Christopher Biggins, everybody.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you.
Time now, Martin, to give you little grey cells and money-saving workout. Our audience here have some taxing questions for you. And the best bit is, we've not told him what they are.
I hope they're not about tax. That's not my good subject, actually.
OK, who have we got first? Where's Rachel? Behind me.
Hello,
OK,
Rachel.
I need to turn around. OK, what would you like to ask that fella?
I read in the newspaper today that the banks had paid out £750 million last year before the case went to court. What's happening with the case at the moment?
Right, what you're talking about is the bank charges trial. Of course, the Office of Fair Trading with 8 banks went to court in the test case. Now, the numbers you've read in the newspaper, what they've actually done is they've added up. All the banks have done their reporting season where they give the financial results, and they've all in there, hidden in the lines, because they don't really want people to know, they've put how much they've had to pay out in people reclaiming bank charges. Yes. And what's really happening at the moment, do you want to know? Very exciting. Absolutely nothing. Right, the bank charge trial, it closed a couple of weeks ago. We're waiting for the judge to decide. We originally thought it might be April, May. Now I've heard rumours it could be as late as August. In the meantime, you cannot claim. If you put your claim into the bank won't deal with it. They simply won't deal with it. They'll register your claim, and it's important that you do register your claim as soon as possible because you can only claim back for 6 years, and the later you register your claim, the later it holds on. But frankly, absolutely nothing is happening. But just in case there are any banks watching, that's only for bank charges. Credit card charges, you can still reclaim. Mortgage exit fees, you can still reclaim. Payment protection insurance, you can still reclaim. Payment protection insurance, £10 billion worth out there. Nobody, please, spread the word, everybody out there. Do not think that just because bank charges on hold, everything else is. Anyone in here had credit card charges in the last 6 years? Late payment fees, hands up if you have. How many of you have? Have you tried to reclaim them? No. There you go, you see. Don't let the bank charges fool you. Simple as that.
Happy?
Yes.
Well, probably not happy, but, you know, none of us are to the banks. OK, where's Sean?
Well done, Ruth. Oh,
I'm learning.
After 8 weeks, we've got you there. Yes.
Where's Sean? Oh, he's behind me. He's behind me.
Chris, hold on. We've got Biggings over there. You can't say that.
He's getting more and more panto every week.
Hold on,
this,
do
isn't
it again, Ruth. Do it again. He's ready. He's ready.
Where are you, Sean?
He's behind.
He's behind.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, yes, he is. Sorry, Sean, you were saying?
Martin, you mentioned earlier about the credit crunch and everything, yeah? Now, obviously, dependent on your credit score and everything else, yeah, on average, how many cards should the average person apply for per year to manipulate 0% interest deals?
You're a stoozer.
Yes.
Right, OK. For those of you who don't know, and for people at home who don't know, a stoozer is someone who makes free cash from credit cards. We did it in the programme a few weeks ago. What you effectively do is if they're willing to lend you money at 0% interest, you take their 0% interest money and you simply put it in a high-interest savings account earning 6%, and you're earning interest on cash they've lent you for nout. How you actually do it's a bit complex, but you'll find a guide on the website 5.tv/it pays to watch. The answer to your question is simple. It's not about the number of cards, it's about spreading them out and keeping your applications wide apart and thinking about who you apply to. Because obviously, if you apply to a harsh credit scorer, and anecdotally only, but someone like Citibank is quite difficult to get a card from at times. Capital One will often try and give you a different card from its range. If you apply to, say, one of those two, you're running a risk you won't get a card, you've wasted an application. So what I would say is don't apply more than every 3 or 4 months at the maximum, possibly every 6 months, spreading it apart in the moment of the credit crunch, and you should still be able to stooze happily at the moment without too much of a problem. Cool?
Fine. Yeah.
Happy?
Yes.
How much money have you made from stoozing?
Thousands.
Thousands. Over how long?
Yeah. 4 years.
4 years.
4 or 5 years.
OK,
yeah.
I love a stoozer out there. Stoozers absolutely playing the system. The banks try to get our money off us by offering all these short-term deals to manipulate people into paying much higher rates at the end, and people like you teach them they can't get away with it. Congratulations, June.
Good for you. Where's Dave? Oh, hello, right over there. What would you like to ask him? You can tell me yourself, he's just there.
Martin, you said that ISAs are really good. What is the best mini ISA out there if I've only got about £100 a month to invest?
£100 a month? OK, it's an interesting one, because what we have to look is who will allow you to put the money in from £1. The Barclays Cash ISA that's just launched, called the Tax Haven ISA, is 6.5%. You can put money in from £1 in that one, I believe. My other general top pick, which I like, which is iSave at 6.1%, you need £1,000 to open. So the alternative, because Barclays... Would you go to a Barclays branch, or do you just want online? Which is easier for you?
Online's easier for me.
Online's...
Yeah.
You know, the other alternative is Alliance and Leicester, which pays 6.25%. That also includes an introductory bonus for just over a year. But that one you can open with £1 as well. So either of those two. But the key with ISAs, like any savings account, keep track of the rate. And when that rate drops, because they've both got bonuses in, so in about a year the rate will drop, simply transfer it to a new provider to get a new top rate. Simple as that, really.
OK.
With you?
Yeah,
good.
thanks.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thanks, Dave. Last question now. Where's Elizabeth? Oh, she's behind me. What would you like to ask him?
Can Students Stooz or a low credit rating be a problem?
A low credit rating is always a problem. I never like to categorise students as any different type of person, you know, to anybody else. If you can get 0% interest, then you can Stooz. The great advantage of being a student, you are one, I presume.
Well, will be, yeah.
You will be. You're going to get a 0% bank account. Right? So if you've got money in a 0% bank account, you can do a technique I call, OK, you asked it, it's called deficit banking. And what that means is instantly, as soon as they allow you a £1,500 overdraft, you take out all the money, so you're in at £14.99, 0%, so no problem, and you put that cash in a savings account temporarily. You also put all your student loan money, while you're not using it, in a high-interest savings account. The rate this year is 4.6%, I believe, so you won't make too much on it. But next year, because that rate will go down, I guess next year, I would suspect, you will be able to. So you can Stooz, probably not with credit cards. You won't make that much, but you should be able to make £300–400 over the life of when you're a student if you do deficit banking and put your student loan into a high-interest savings account.
Martin, time to give Biggins his what's it called? Cash took a trial.
Cash took a trial.
Very good.
Can
Right.
barely say that.
And we also have Roseanne here, who is a money saver, who you're going to be up against. Let me explain what's going to happen.
luck,
In
Roseanne.
here, I have A's and B's. One of them is cheaper than the other. It's exactly the same stuff, so if it's a ham sandwich, you've got one that's cheaper, one that's more expensive. We are going to blindfold you, because the sight always makes a difference in these things, and we're going to see if you can tell the difference, and I'm going to score you at the end to see who wins.
There
you
you
put
go.
it on? Now, just so you don't worry about people, Biggins and Roseanne here, I'm going to help feed Biggins, and Ruth is going to help feed Roseanne. Are you ready to start? Here we go, the very first one. There we are. Thank you very much. This is a bowl of cereal. If we go for A's first, if we go for the A's first,
I see.
here we go. You ready, Biggins?
Yeah.
There we go. That's your cornflakes with some milk.
No. Quick.
It's going everywhere.
Yeah.
That's your first one. And now the second one. I want to know which you prefer, not which you think is most expensive.
one's
Which
coming.
do you prefer?
Without doubt, the first one.
The first one. So Biggins chooses
Crunchier,
A.
a nicer taste. This is like sort of eating, you know, stuffed sawdust.
OK, so you don't like it then?
No.
Right. Roseanne, how are you doing?
The second one's firmer.
Firmer. So you prefer B. You prefer number B. That's interesting. There's a difference in taste there. I'm not going to tell you yet which is which. Let's do the second terrine, or whatever it's called there. Here we are. Now, these are orangey-type flavoured biscuits. One of them is a Jaffa cake. The other, because it's a specific brand name, isn't a Jaffa cake. Has everybody got that clear at home? You know what I'm talking about. Thank you. Right, let's do biscuit A. Here you go, Biggins.
Open your mouth. Chew. B's coming.
You like that one? And B?
B. Open.
Here you are.
Good girl. Good girl.
She's feeling like she's a puppy. Right, Roseanne, we'll start with you this time. Which did you prefer?
A.
You preferred A. OK.
So did I. A is much
Have a glass of
oranger,
water.
but funny enough, I have a feeling that the second one was the Jaffa cake because it was fatter, whereas the first one was much nicer.
So you preferred the one you don't think was a Jaffa cake?
Yes.
Very interesting, both the same. And the final one we have over here, thank you very much, is a ham sandwich.
Oh.
OK, if you want, can you pass?
Shall
Can
I
you do
pass it
Biggins?
on?
You can feed Biggins.
I'll feed
It's a
Biggins.
treat.
I'm
Everybody
going to
should
feed
get to
them
do it once in their
both
life.
at once. Open
All right.
your mouths, both of you.
That is A.
Give them to me, thank you. Let's put them on with it. OK.
Ruth's enjoying this, isn't
Oh,
she? You can
my
tell,
goodness.
can't you, folks?
B's coming. Open your mouths. Go on, open.
It's fascinating. Right, Christopher.
OK.
Which
Well,
one?
I much preferred A.
You much preferred A. Rosanna?
I just couldn't tell. They tasted the same.
They taste exactly the same there. Now, if you want to take your blindfolds off, I'll tell you which is which. The key to this, guys, is that everybody needs to test different brand levels when you go to a supermarket. We've been hypnotised into thinking more expensive is better. Blind taste test, perfect. OK, the first one, cereal. Christopher preferred A, Roseanne preferred B. Well, you know, it shows you that not everyone prefers the most expensive one, as you picked, Kellogg's £1.69,
Yeah.
compared to Morrison's you preferred at 86p. Good, cheap, money-saver taste, I like it.
Yeah, but not so good. Anyway.
The biscuit, you both chose A.
Yes.
And you were both right. Absolutely, that's the cheaper one, 52p.
Yeah.
You preferred it. The Jaffa cakes were 85p and more expensive.
No, I'd go to Morrison's for that then, definitely.
Now, we tricked you a bit on the last one because the ham sandwich from Marks and Spencer's was A, but a homemade one, which costs way under half the price was
disgusting.
B. You didn't like it. You couldn't tell the difference. So on that, normally I say people get about half of them. Half of them you can tell the difference. Half of them, frankly, you don't care. If you don't see any difference, always go for the cheaper one. That'd be my rule. That's it for today, though, I think, frankly, very much. Thank you to Biggings. Thank you to Roseanne. Round of applause there.
If you want to join us in the studio or email Martin a question, it's all detailed on the Take Part section of our website.
Next week, the mortgage nightmare. Bagging a bargain is getting harder and millions are set to face fixed-rate shock as deals end and payments jump. But don't worry, I'm going to take you through exactly what you need to do.
And Vanessa Feltz takes the Wallet Workout Challenge, though if she'll let you go through a purse, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, won't we?
She's a lovely lady. Of course she will. See you then.
See
Can't
ya.
wait. Next week.